It's December. Christmas time. Time for presents. Time for chocolate from the advent calendar and all that good stuff. Whereas in FIFA, it's about literally trying to get wins to get out of a league we're not in and playing a lot of difficult games. As yes people, welcome back to episode number 4 of season number 8 of this Grimsby Town to Glory FIFA 23 career mode here, only on the MWS channel. If you're new around here as well and you haven't seen this series before, welcome. Hope you guys do enjoy, and if you do, leave it a like. If you want to see some of the previous ones, it's easily doable by going to the channel or clicking the iCard above, should I say. It's above, I'm pretty sure, on every device. Takes you to a playlist, takes you to the previous video as well as subscribe if you do enjoy it as well, because we're on the race to 8.4 thousand subscribers. As you can see by the league table, we sit just below Burnley, 4 points below them in fact, playing chase, as Wolves are third as well. We did beat them in the last episode, and then Brentford just below them, the two teams that came down with us, as we're definitely the best out of the pack. As I will show you the games that we have today, we have the Blades, Burnley, Brentford, all in a row. Sheffield United are in fact 6th position, so we're playing the front three, I'd say. Not the front three as in players, the front three as in games, with Preston, Stoke, Peterborough and Blackburn all after that. We're going to January where surely we're getting an FA Cup threaded through somewhere, so we shouldn't have Cardiff and Wolves in the same week. I remember a couple of seasons ago when them two were competing, and we should potentially get into the window today, but I'm not really going to guarantee anything straight away, as Sheffield United's up first, and we need to try and get a fully fit team together for this game, where I do see a couple of tired faces. It's going to be difficult to in fact do. I'm going to take Machida off the bench for Shepherd, because he could probably come in for Ronnie Edwards, who's tired, but he is the leader at the moment. As we're going to go with this team, we're going to go with Okonkwo, Rankin Costello, Edwards, Dorsey, Small, Azaz, Stone, McGlynn, Diarra, Pavlov, Hartley. We're going straight into today. Tough games. Don't think about it. Just get the 3 points. We've been doing much this season. Strong team put out by ourselves. As what are the Blades going to have in store? I know they've got an ex-player. Is he starting? He is. As it's Texiera in goal. Jaden Bogle, very good player. Circuit. Andrade did just knock the mic as well. Killian Gordon, the captain now, with Reece Norrington Davis. Bowden Koulibaly and James Kirk came through our academy. We sold him or released him to Sheffield, really. Loan to buy. With Ivanov and Al Burkhan up front. Kirk's going to want revenge. We've got to stop him. Or in fact, he should be trying to stop us, because we've got to get on the front foot. We're at home, and we are, of course, chasing a league title here still. 4 points. With them next, we can keep the pressure on if we get a win, so it's kind of imperative. Really important. As Abrimi Diarra with the ball right here. He's just going to dance on the spot, and a ball through right here onto Miroslav. Tried the shot there. Cheeky one. There's a free kick for the Blades here. I'm guessing it's from a handball, and whipped in from James Kirk. Header straight away from Reggie Stone, straight into the path of Jack McGlynn, who can get running a little bit here. The American runs straight into danger, and he's got himself injured. Paradella get warming up straight away as Kirk's found a little gap. Back to Ferraz, and Okonkwo with a big save. Still, I don't like the injury to Jack McGlynn. It's another one. We got him as a rotational player, and he's the one who gets injured on the rotation. Paradella's going to be tired now for the big game against Burnley. But there's nothing we can do about it, as the corner ball, took by Kirk again. He's a set-piece specialist. There's Okonkwo with a big save. Arthur manages to tip it over, so we've got to get rid of this corner as well. Dorset underneath. It fell to Koulibaly twice. Falls to Ferraz. We need to get rid of it. Diarra, that's a terrible clearance. But finally it's away to captain Reggie Stone, and Pavlov. A good turnout for someone who's not great at skills, you probably could tell. On to Harley, as he gets the ball around the corner into Pavlov. A run down the wing of Thierry Small, who's got a big bit of space to run into. Tried to whip it into Hartley as well in the middle. And the header just over the top. Reggie, brilliant slide tackle to keep it alive, as it's through to Finn Azaz. Now Diarra. Harry Hartley round the corner into Thierry Small. Header from Diarra. Forced a save from Texiera, and I'll tell you what, that was a very good move. I'm very proud of that one. Really well put together as we're going to float one in with Reggie Stone towards the head of Ronnie Edwards. Big save. And going into half-time, our team's looking kind of tired as not Omar Bogle, but Bogle just to run down the wing into Dorset as Arthur Okonkwo. Definitely his best game in a Town shirt, I've got to say. As at half-time, it's 0-0. Don't really want a draw, though, to be fair. I want to leapfrog Burnley somehow. And the only way of doing that is getting a win. As Brahimi Diarra to just carry the ball forward. Little bit of a gap as he goes around the corner into Rankin Costello. Costello to chip that into the middle. Not the greatest of balls, but we do win the header backwards. Paradella round the corner into Rankin Costello. That's another decent ball. Into Thierry Small. He's very far forward as we've still got the ball. Diarra. And he's never offside. Game we really want to be winning, but it just looks destined for a draw as Ronnie Edwards has to knock it behind. It's telling us to take Finn Azaz off. Already made a change in the midfield. Won't be doing that. They've made a change at the back. Neil on for Gordon as we need to head this away with Azaz. Gets it off the shoulder of Andrade and finally away to Pavlov, who can just turn and face. Brilliant composure onto Azaz. We've got Hartley trying to run in behind and he might just get on to that. He does. He beats heel to it. He's going to power this one and he's going to put it in the bottom bin. Hartley, as it looked destined for a draw. Our youngster gets a goal on the counter-attack. It's brilliant running, you know, as we're going to get another one off the bench. Tommy Shepherd has to come on. Ronnie Edwards down on his knees. What a brilliant finish. Every time he's out of the team, Hartley, he's asking why he's not in it. Because to be fair, he went on loan to Turkey. He went up, 9 ratings? It was absolutely brilliant stuff. And he's got 5 already in 13 games in his first stint in the league in the first team. As that's a ball across, however, and Okonkwo to smother. Very proud of Harley. It's almost a ball through to Pavlov right there. We're going to try and make a change. Get Diarra off for McDonald, one of the other youngsters, who's a little bit lower rating, but still can come through as Azaz taps it onto Diarra. He's absolutely knackered, though. Same with Joe Rankin Costello, who does a lot of running in games. He does not get enough credit, as it's very late on here, and of course the scoreline only 1-0. They've thrown Norrington Davis forward. It's Sheffield United, isn't it? They're famous for the attacking defenders, which doesn't make much sense said, but yeah, it's true. That's what they did in the Prem. As Pavlov round the corner into Diarra, who's just going to gently chip it over the top for Paradella to try and round this one up. He's put it wide. Ultimately, in the end, it shouldn't mean much, though, as McDonald straight away on the ball into Hartley. Here is McDonald trying for a goal. He always gets on and just gets a chance. It always falls to him. But it doesn't matter in the end that he missed. It's a win for the Mariners. It's the pressure on the next game, which is important. We'll travel to Burnley with 3 points in the bag. Because how bad is Jack McGlynn? That's my concern. It's an ACL. Oh, 7 months without the American. That's a shame. His American counterpart is just coming back as well in Dante. Oh, what a shame as well. Burnley won. Even though they come to Blundell Park, New Blundell Park should I say, very, very soon. They're going to come still with their gap. So if we beat them, it's just getting closer. Trust Josh Eccles to jump back on the bench as Dante's still not ready. Please. Please hurry up. I just miss his presence. Even though Hartley's playing incredibly well, very fast, very good at shooting, I do just want him back. As Paradella, the only change, Jose coming into the starting 11. McDonald and Ilayov still on the bench. Maybe we need another backup striker. But then again, Dante's almost back for next season, as this is the biggest game of them all so far. Still in the top 2, haven't really moved all season. We want to stay there. But in fact, we want to leapfrog these. Come on, lads. Ronnie Edwards on the tifo. We need a big performance to get up there with them. Martins, Ben Johnson, Mahamadou Doucouré, Luis Becerra, Kim Jin-soo, Josh Brownhill, the captain. Alvaro Gomez is still there. Arconte, Roberto Mangala, and Lewis Richardson. After 8 seasons strong, still at Burnley. Of course, had his loan spell with us, but didn't really come through it, as these have stayed in the Championship whilst we got promoted. Now they're fighting to get back up there themselves, as Diarra sending that ball down the line for us to try and run onto. Not a great clearance. If these beat us, they go 7 points clear, which we don't want, as that's a poor shot to be fair. We should have made more of that. They're the chances we've got to save you. As a ball over the top into Arconte. Brilliant tackle from Thierry Small to bring it forward. Of course, replacing a fan favourite like Gleno. Always a difficult challenge, but Thierry's racing to it as he's down the line as well here, whipping a decent ball in. Still can't get on the end of it as Finnazaz with the header, and he looks concussed, and he's down. That's another midfielder to add to the injury list. Josh Eccles, of course, on the benches. Here is Diarra round the corner into Joe Rankin Costello. Oh, against his former rivals. He's an ex-Blackburn player, of course, as he's back on his feet, is Finnazaz. That's all right. Still probably need to make a change as Ronnie Edwards to keep this alive into Joe Rankin Costello. Very close, he came with the chance as a ball in the middle. Here's Pavlov on an angle, and Pavlov can slot it home. It's 1-0 against the league leaders, and it's, of course, who else but Miroslav. Too good to believe, signed from Charlton on a free. Miroslav Pavlov, as actually we've got Alfie Farman who can come on instead of Josh Eccles. We'll trust another youngster. Brilliant hit across, showing them what the Grimsby Town Academy can do. His 10th goal of the season for Pavlov, 10 in 20. Not bad. I thought it was a better record than that. 1 in every 2, still not bad. As Pavlov here again with the ball. To say we've got 3 strikers, he's got most of them. As Diarra trying to get amongst them. Made an incredibly bright start to this game though, as that's a good ball through. Conte trying to get there first. We'll just keep it. Dorset all the way back into Arthur Okonkwo, trying to ball over the top. Not worked out for him. Unlucky. I think we need to make more options, to be fair. As Lewis Richardson trying to get past Dorset again. Good tackle. And we can pass that straight through the gap. And there's runners on. Look at this passing. Diarra, though. Burnley keeping the ball a little bit too much as Roberto's through. Oh, it's gone in. It's immediately level. And it's Roberto with the goal. It's a good drill across net. And I think there was a nutmeg in there. Yep, good finish. Lucas just peeling off Ronnie Edwards. And Dorset didn't know who had it. And through the legs of Okonkwo. From good to kind of poor again, as Edwards in the middle to Paradello. Through the middle to Reggie Stone. Now Pavlov gives it into Brahimi Diarra. We just need to get that out of his heads and back onto it as Rankin Costello over the top looking for Pavlov, who just threw his head at it very low down. A bit comical, that dive, as Diarra through the middle again. That's onto Pavlov. Pavlov can just pass that back into Rankin Costello with a dip across. Looking for Harley, as it might fall to him again. And oh, brilliant save from Martins. Brilliant save. Now, it's been a while since we scored from a corner. Last one coming from, I think it was Dorset against Middlesbrough. As that's a decent ball, you know, just over the heads. Still falls into Jose Paradella. Brahimi Diarra ready to release, but just tackled in time. As the whistle goes for 1 apiece at NBP. Burnley found a way to claw back into it, and claw back into it they have done. As Alfie Farmer walking straight into his man, Ben Johnson, to take it away. Conte with a slip to the side. Lewis Richardson tries to put it behind, but Thierry Small with the read this time. That's through the middle. That's a good bit of passing as Harley Hartley to try and release. Here he is, Pavlov running through. He likes to cut inside and go for a finesse, but this time 2 men marking him. Couldn't gain that angle as Dorset with a tackle, however. Straight onto Diarra, now Paradella. He's just allowed to run through the middle a little bit, but then again the man catches him up. Reggie Stone with the tackle. This second half's turning a bit too much into the middle of the park duel, which we need to get forward as that's a brilliant ball! And it's Harley Hartley! Of course it is! On the form of his life, hammering that home. It was a ball over the top. And what a finish. I want to see that again, and I've got to say, what a ball over the top from Brahimi Diarra. We lead against top of the league again, and it's our number 28. 27's usually the lucky one. 28 doing not too bad. As we're going to get Josh Eccles on now, just a bit more leadership. Joe Rankin Costello's put in a shift, and I mean a shift again. Because we've got Brentford after this one, which is still not an easy game at all, so even though we are winning against top of the league here, we're not going to go above them. And we need to just keep kicking on, as there's a good cut inside right there, and it might fall to them. It does. Gomez. What a save from Arthur Okonkwo. What a save. I mean, that's kept us straight back in it. We've got to be a bit more urgent as Yaziki. I'm sure he signed for Arsenal. I'm sure he signed for him. Or was it a loan? It might have been a loan to Burnley, and now they've permanently bought him. I don't know. I don't know what's happened, but he's still a Burnley player, apparently. As Dorset running out of the defence onto Pavlov. They've left a couple of gaps because, of course, they're trying to get back into it. They want to keep us at bay in the league as Eccles with a decent run round the line. Now into Pavlov, and what a save from Martins. I thought it was time for 2. Ilayof to come onto the field now. See what he can do as we're going to do a run near post. Reggie Stone to whip it in near post. Header 1. It's not a convincing save, but Ben Johnson's got it cleared. Still ball comes back to us though, and that's inside. Now into Ilayof around the corner into Josh Eccles. Josh Eccles back into Ilayof trying to strike, and it falls to Pavlov again. Pavlov into Alfie Farmer. This is good play, good ball retention as Eccles to just whip a decent delivery in. It's actually landed Thierry Small, but he's lost it. And here's Reg on the ball again in the middle of the field. Round the corner to Paradella, as that's a decent run on here from Josh Eccles. Looking for one more. It's not the greatest of balls, but it requires a good save from Martins. Ilayof should be on the score sheet now. Not kidding, as Paradella, we've gone short. Trying to waste a couple of moments, as that was a terrible ball from Reg. Still, Pavlov will keep it. We might as well strike this with Ronnie Edwards. It's not bad. It's off the crossbar. Tap in. Is won by Hartley for another one. Oh, what a shot, I must say, from Ronnie Edwards. Rattled the crossbar, and one of the most unconventional balls to hit. Hit it well off the crossbar. Harley still had a lot to do, but did it well. Let's have another look at this strike, though. I mean, it didn't go in, but look at that. Off the bar, and first time volley. Martins couldn't adjust. We've beaten Burnley 3-1. What a performance, and especially from the youngster Harley. Can't ask for any more from him, can you? 3-1. A game plan that we stuck to, and it just worked to perfection. As Finners has 5 days. That means he'll be out for Brentford, I must say. As he says, it's a good boost for his career, Jose Paradella. He's playing well now. I remember when he arrived at the club, he wasn't the greatest. Now he's really good, as it's 1 point between us and Burnley, 4 points between us and Wolves, so I'm not saying we're going to lose to Brentford. I hope we really don't. I hope we get a win again to put pressure on Burnley. But if we do, still, we've got a cushion game over the playoffs. Slight bit of comfort, as of course Brentford's not going to be an easy game, though. Little bit of fatigue in the players. I say a little bit. There's quite a bit going around the team. But we do, as I see right there below, even though there's injuries still going on, have an important player back, Seeley. But he can only go as far as the bench for this next game. We're playing it. Hartley is on the form of his life at the moment. Right-footed, playing on the left. Very pacey, very good at shooting. Him, Pavlov and Diarra. It'll be very difficult to knock them out as we go into the next one. And Brentford's team were away from home at the G-Tech Arena or something. Matthew Cox in goal, Sile Kumbedi, Fire still there, Cesar Montez, Joshua Wilson Bernard, he's a good left back, or S-Brand it is. Onyeka still there, Bidstrup, Thomas Lamar of course, Solbach and Sergi Canos supporting Beto. Gained but also lost a few players, Brentford, on their relegation, which of course is normal. We lost Barrera, Ben Wayne, Flynn Downs, that was a hard one, Papetti. It's just a normal occurrence as Diarra running through here. A little bit of a gap, he looked for Hartley. Really, one of our best players. Him and Pavlov scoring a lot. Running after this ball as well, as we don't get a header on it. And Bidstrup with the ball as a man down in the middle, I see. Thomas Lamar trying some step overs. We've got an injury, lads. Come on, kick the ball out, please. As we've got a read there with Paradella. Reggie Stone doing the same. Is the man back up? I think he is. Again, though, it's another injury, which just isn't too great for us. Onyeka running around the side. Solbakken gives it into Lamar with a shot and a good save. It's Rankin Costello, right? He, to be fair, has played a lot of football. It's probably an injury coming from just fatigue in his legs. So Josh Eccles to come on at right back. Getting a couple more minutes than he usually does as Sergi Canos dancing past us. Through into the middle. Here's Montez. Poor shot on Yeka. Doing quite well to survive the amount of time that we have, to be fair, as that's an easy read for us. Straight into Dorset, as he's going to be able to run through the middle. He likes just pacing it out from the back, as Alfie Farmer, of course, in the team for this one. Holding the ball up very well, releasing Thierry Small at the correct time. Into Hartley, trying to curl her at the near post. Trying to catch Matthew Cox out, but he just couldn't do it as a corner ball gifted. Going to do edge of the box run, which we usually used to do. And we put it near the middle, almost reaching someone's head. Ronnie Edwards to head it down into Dorset on the volley, you know. Centre-back to centre-back, as he's still out of position, so he's going to get covered by Eccles. As Lamar on the ball. Dorset does get a tackle in. Oh, he's a brilliant player, but still, they've got a ball through here onto Beto and Edwards. Brilliant challenge to cover for Eccles, who was covering for Dorset. Teamwork, because we're under the cosh a little bit against Brentford. Still, I've got faith. When we've got the ball forward, we've looked decent. When we defend him, we've looked decent because they've been very threatening and they've got some good players up top as Sergi Montez through the middle, or Cesar. Now on to Beto, Reggie Stone. That's a horrific challenge, but the referees let it go. Very controversial moment again as Diarra around the corner. That's into the path of Paradella. Sticks it out wide for Eccles, who does get there first, but not second. He's the one who's put a bad tackle in this time, and he's into the book. As we're going to go ahead and put Dante Seeley on now for Harley Hartley. Not that he's done bad, of course he's not done bad. He's a really good player, but he's just a bit fatigued at the moment. Pavlov and Diarra, more energy in the tank than him after scoring a brace. Against top of the league, you deserve a rest. As Seeley, what can he do? Of course, he's as number 9, but he's actually dropping off with the goal scored, of course, because of the injuries and stuff, as he's cut back there. Good cutback. This is good play. Edge of the box. Jose Paradella. Deflection. Wide. Good deflection, to be fair, as Reggie's going to get another corner. And how can he whip this one in? Edge of the box it a bit more, please. Near post, and that was Seeley with the header. He's not the tallest of players, but he's rose well there as Solbakken to put it down the line to where Eccles is. Doesn't get the tackling, misjudges the tackle. We're away at Deepdale next. That's going to be a difficult one as Beto on the edge. Edwards with the read. He's just been fantastic today. Him and Dorset. Superb when we've been under pressure, as that's a good one too. Here's Dante Seeley. Has he got the skills to try and turn inside? Definitely not. He does have to get his sharpness back up as Bidstrup into Thierry Small's man, who he needs to mark a bit better than that. Not a free kick. He didn't connect with him. He did not connect. Why is Bidstrup holding such a grudge? Just get on with it, mate, as they've got a free kick. Kingsley Coman now on the field. And Thierry Small just blocks it straight away. Almost give another free kick away, but here is Kingsley Coman looking for a little bit of a gap. He must be old now, as we've read it. Reggie Stone to get the ball away into Seeley, who's got Diarra in front of him. Oh, and Diarra just will never get to that. Tell you what, not seen much of Pavlov in this game. Going to take him and Reggie Stone off, because Deepdale simulated a couple of days after is not going to be an easy game, as Paradella steps away from his man very well as Diarra's here. We could really do with the result this late on. Seeley's through the middle. Oh, what is that pass? That was meant for Seeley, believe it or not. Horrific from Diarra. Looks like we might be settling for a draw right here as Wilson Esprand down the field. Josh Eccles had to be careful there with his challenge. And do we get one more chance? Dante Seeley running in behind here. Oh no, it's Ilayof off the bench. You might do, you know. Keeper clashes. But it's full time. It was a bit of a half chance, but we'll take a draw. We'll just have to take a draw. It's a shame after beating Burnley, but Brentford, a very good team on paper. Not bad. Not the worst thing out of everything that could have happened, as Joe Rankin Costello out for 5 days. 3 points is the gap between us and Burnley. Our goal difference is better than theirs, though. And there's still 5 points, I think it was, between us and Wolves. That, of course, means we can simulate a few of these games, which we forced into doing. Still not too entirely happy about doing it, but we've got to, as Harley Hartley, one of the fittest players, but I've got to put Seeley in for the simulations. Sorry, Hartley. As can we put anyone in midfield? Yes, Finazaz, of course. Forgot completely about him there. That would have been bad. Straight back into the centre of the field. Eccles is now at right back. We'll get Machida in the team because he's high rated. And, of course, Dorset deserves a rest now. Very strong team to put out there for Deepdale. And we'll see if the simulation can come up trumps for us, as they've got a tired team as well. Good. Preston, a team we've struggled against. But not this time. A 2-0 win. Pavlov and Finazaz back. Very happy with it, as the gap is 1 point now. 7 over the playoffs. It looks like an immediate return to the Premier League, as don't be too hard on yourself, Glenn. I didn't even see he has to play. Don't want to upset Anthony Glennon as well. Of course, being a day oneer. Finding some good players, of course, for January as well, which we're scouting as a risk of losing 5. Okay, we'll have to look at these probably now, actually, because there's a couple of important ones, which we're going to get onto right now. As Joe Rankin Costello, we're going to offer the same wage, just a 2-year extension, which he's completely up for. And Jose Paradella getting a wage increase with that 90k signing on bonus we like to offer. Still wants a little bit higher, but we'll accept it anyway. Jose, an important player, deserved of his raise, as this guy's definitely deserved of a raise as well. A big one for Brahima Diarra. What a player he's been since arriving at the club. Phenomenal. As that leaves 3 players now. Isaac Ilaiof, Kean Palmer and Dan Bentley. I think I'm going to delegate Kean Palmer actually. We'll go with the highest being, the lowest being 2.5. The highest being 10k. Don't really want to offer him more than that. 3.6. Completely fine. Ilaiof, could we delegate a little bit of a wage for? Of course, I don't want this guy going too high as well. We're going to stop at... We'll go with 16k. He doesn't want to negotiate. Right, Ilaiof. I don't like putting people on the transfer list, but that's annoyed me. Not getting that much. As Dan Bentley, of course, a very impressive player at the start of this year, but if we can find another keeper, we'll find another keeper next season. He's only a backup. As speaking of backing up, we need to get some other players in the team if they can come into the team, of course, because that's a very tired lineup. Rankin Costello's now fully fit. Otasoye, he's been an unfortunate player for us, but does drop out. We'll go like that. Just 2 changes at the back. It is a tired team, but we can't help it. They should be tired as well, Stoke City. Always a bogey team as well. Very, very bogey team. Always double-barreled names. It's a 2-2 draw. There we go. Showing the boginess. Paradella scoring the first minute into his new contract. James Taylor, a double-barreled name. Seeley, James Taylor again. And Harley? Got a new name now. Harley Hartley. It's a difficult one to say, as Koiki Machida talking about his game time. Could he be one who goes this window? Who knows? Assist leader. Brahima Diarra. I don't know if that's the league or not, but how are we doing in the league? Because Peterborough, we're going into tied again. 3 points now off of Burnley and 5 points off of Norwich City, who are getting closer. Not Norwich City either. It's Wolves, as Tommy Shepherd stepping into the team for once. Deserves a lot more game time, and Alfie Farmer and Harry Hartley now on the right, trusting 3 youngsters to step into the lineup because it's Peterborough, they're low down in this league. And of course, we do need to give them a bit of a try and rotate. They've got a tired team as well. Can we get all 3 points? We do. And it's Dante Seeley back amongst the goals. Absolutely love that now, as we are 1 point off again. It's gone to exactly the same as it was before. Was that game in hand, actually? I didn't check. As we're going to probably enter the window very soon as well. We could actually get into it today. See if we could sign anyone as an offer from St. Pauli for Isaac Ilaiof. 2 million. Oh, I will bite your arm off for that one. For a 31-year-old as well, as Wise Reggie complaining about an awful dressing room atmosphere or something. Don't know. As Royal Antwerp wanting to join in the fun for Isaac Ilaiof. Easily accepted. Blackburn is before the window, and I'd like to get a signing in just after this, as it just showed us the games that we have. Have we actually got a FA Cup game thrown in here? Do we? Yes. West Ham away. Okay, starting off with a Prem team. And it's not rearranging the games. We'll still have a big January ahead of us. But of course, starting with Blackburn right here. Yes, we did get the win. But I am going to rotate again. Finn Azaz, Edwards, and Hartley actually quite disheartened. I'm going to keep him in the team actually. Diarra can sit on that bench. As we will go with that. We're at home. A lot of simulated games, of course. But we want to be back in the Prem as soon as possible. As that won't help our cause. Losing to Blackburn. Harry Leonard. Britton, the right wing-back with 2. And Edwards with ours. Our 3rd defeat of the season. And they've all come in simulated games. Oh dear, I mean, I don't think the teams around us did actually all win. No, they struggled. 4 points between us and Wolves. They got a win, but Burnley didn't. 2 points between us and Burnley. As Cardiff's next. Oh, I just want to stop it then before the game. As we've got an offer from Porto for Reggie Stone. Porto, of course, a brilliant club, brilliant team. Oh, it's been here so long, though. Letting go of Reggie is going to be difficult. This is a player I think I can actually delegate for. So I'm gonna set a price tag, which I know they won't pay, of 20 million. Yep, that's the lowest. As Ewan Jameson, time to go back to the academy, promoting him and promoting Oliver Barkley to the first team. Both of them hopefully getting out on loan, as the team the board very happy with the progression of them. There's a lot of players asking to play for this next one. I'm going to say to Glenno, it's not all about you, which is harsh, seeing as it was for a long time, but not really anymore. Looking at us loanees, Marshall doing okay. Vigo Pedersen 70 rated, Paul 68, not as much. Is that it? I'm sure we have it. No. Ryan Jones 70 rated, Reeves 68 rated. Do like the centre-back's progression? As we need to progress ourselves, and a young player who looks very good who we can get in for next season is Miran Novak. We're going to have to approach him on a pre-contract. He's playing in the Slovakian leagues or something. Don't have a clue, but it'd be a good player to have in next year. A crucial role. We'll just have to give him a 4-year contract as well. No release clause. Fine by me. It's all about his wage. He's probably going to want an increase. Coming to hopefully a Premier League club. We'll give him that. 24.5k plus 100k as a bonus. Player number 1 in for next year. And another player we're going in for is Bamba here. We're going to get him and Diarra always confused. Did just glitch on me when I went to actually buy him. So we're agreeing on 14 million. You might have just missed that off screen. Apologies for it. But this is a statement of intent for the remainder of the championship season. We're going to go in for him on the wage now. Yes, it's 2 midfielders. One we get next year. One we get this year. Offer him a crucial role. This is like a upgraded Flynn Downs, I'd say. 79 rated, almost at the 80s. One of them midfielders who can drop back. Wants a high wage. The second highest rated player that we've had behind, of course, Andrew the goalkeeper. Welcome, Bamba. What a signing he is, as he's going to go straight into the squad for Cardiff, as we might simulate that one as well. Definitely simulating a lot of games this year, but it's because I trust the process of simulation and getting back into the Prem. As what a player this is that we've just signed. We've actually got a big squad already now, purely down to the progression of the academy players, but still really liking it. Paradella's played so well, but he probably does just step out. So we're going to have to drop Bamba back into a CDM role. Look at them stats. Could be decent as a centre-back as well, you know. Very decent as a centre-back. A right-footed one. And then again, we have Edwards. Very nice. As now it's really an attacker we're lacking, because they're all just these youngsters who we're going to try and get on loan now. Jamieson, McDonald and Barkley. Whoever's left will get into the team, but I'd really like to get them all out on loan. Villa, of course, with the ACL. Joining McGlynn in the physio room for a long time. As Tommy Shepherd I might look for a loan deal with. It all depends if Koiki Machida leaves. If we've still got Koiki halfway through this window, I'll keep Tommy Shepherd on a loan away. If Machida does leave, Shepherd can stay. Made that sound a lot more complicated than it needed to be, as Cardiff we will simulate. It's the usual squad, apart from, of course, Bamba coming straight in. Just a new signing, immediately through the door. Got to watch his finances a little bit, but against Cardiff, a 1-1 draw. Memedy with their goal and Diarra with ours. Disappointed with that. I thought he'd have an impact, as it's tightening up now. Burnley are actually losing quite a few games. Yes, we've drawn a lot. Only lost 3 times like Brentford. We play Wolves next at Molineux. If they beat us, they jump into the automatics above us. But then again, if we get a win, we have the chance to jump to top of the league above Burnley. What a game it's going to be, as Reggie Stone. I'm going to do one thing about Reggie Stone. Just give me a minute, as I'm going to, of course, please all the players at this moment in time. Yes, I probably should tell them the truth, but I'm going to please them, as we need to find Reg. Go all the way to where he is in the squad. There he is. Block offers. Is Grimsby through and through. As thank you guys for watching this episode right here. As always, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe with the notification bell on as well. Into the window next episode. Very excited. Got a strengthen ready for the Premier League, because we're going with the mindset. We're going to quickly get there straight away again. As I will see you guys all in the next episode. Take care of yourselves in a bit. Everything changes. And peace.